Onyejeocha. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Federal Constituency and from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I commend the mover of the motion for bringing up this matter at this particular point. Number one, for us to keep our eyes on the ball about safety of operations of our airline in this country. And also to state that, like he said, we are improving. It wasn't as bad. It's not as bad as it used to be. Otherwise, before, during rain, nobody can fly. But there are critical issues, which he has mentioned, about people who are supposed to be regulators, shying away from their responsibilities because they have interest. And I believe that in Ninth Assembly, we should do a holistic, take a holistic approach on aviation sector to find out who are the owners of these aircraft. Do they have any interest in the operations of those aircraft? Because once a regulator is an operator, it's about naira and kobo. It's about what you gain. It's about turning around and then making money. That's number one. Number two, are there infractions that the airline operators get that will debar them from cutting corners? Those things we have to know. Number three, the facilities at the airport, like instrument landing system, of what standard? So what are we even doing? So if we go into this discussion, it's very huge, but number one thing is very critical, that you cannot talk about aviation industry without having safety at the back of your mind. Because number one priority in aviation is safety, number two is safety, number three is safety, up to A to Z. If it's not about somebody taking off and landing, then there's no need. And so from what is happening here in the country today is that even though we are improving, we are not doing enough to curtail all the small incidents that have been happening in the past. Because some people are still sleeping on duty, and I'll say it. The NCAA should not be a department in the Ministry of Aviation. That's very critical. Where the MDs will just come and sit down in Abuja, in minister's office from Monday to Sunday. It's very, very bad. What it simply means is at that point that they're in Abuja, some people will be doing what they are not supposed to do. Of course, Dana air crash is an eye-opener. The aircraft that crashed and killed hundreds of Nigerians shouldn't have crashed in the first place. Number one, the pilot who flew that aircraft complained that he was traveling and that he can't travel. The regulators, which is NCAA, should not have allowed that pilot to travel because he has complained that he's not fit to travel, because once your mindset is good to do turnaround so that you'll be able to catch your flight to your next destination, that pilot shouldn't be flying, shouldn't be on duty in the first place. And what happened? At the point that the first engine failed and the second one failed, he would have stopped around a lorry or anywhere near, instead of pushing through to Lagos, because he wants to drop this aircraft and fly to see family, and then the rest is story. So the regulators, if they are awake on their duty, they shouldn't have allowed that pilot to fly. That's number two, that particular aircraft had shown signs that it was not fit to fly. Some people said, okay, they were giving him, instead of when he's supposed to go for C-check and all that, they were saying, okay, you can go next week, you can go next week, and all that. And so, because people are being compromised on their duties. If you're not compromised, no matter what, you ground an aircraft where you're supposed to ground an aircraft. Even if anybody calls you to let that aircraft to fly, you say it's safety, 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 and so you can't do anything about it. And so when you see regulators, they are not grounding aircraft that are due for maintenance and they are flying and they're giving them mileage to cover and all that, then it's very critical that safety is being compromised. And then thirdly, where sometimes people yield to pressure, I don't see why you give people more routes when they have limited aircraft and they have limited staff. Do the regulators check the capacity of the people they are giving more routes? It's good that you bring like 2-3 aircraft and you're having limited routes. But when you sit down and somebody will advertise, I'll be going to Yola, I'll be going to Maiduguri, I'll be going to Damaturu, and then he's still maintaining the same set of staff, he's still maintaining the same set of fleets. You know, of course, that you are bordering both the capacity and then even the infrastructure itself. And then when you come to our facilities at the airport, how many of our airports have instrument landing system? Most of our airports, as we speak, are doing daylight operation, which is wrong because some flights can delay, and the next available place to land will be an airport that does not have facilities for night operation. So what are we doing? So we are just doing everything manual when we are supposed to have gone to digital. So aviation sector, yes, we are improving, but we still need a lot to do. All the airports we have in Nigeria, 20% of them does not have enough instrument landing system. And the point is, we appropriate for these facilities, they don't implement it. And when they do selective whatever. So a lot has to be done in that aspect. And even as we speak, one particular airport that in Nigeria today, if nothing is done, maybe they will reduce their category to whatever category that it will fit. It's Enugu Airport. I'm not saying because I'm from Southeast. We went for oversight. The report is before the 8th Assembly. It was not discussed. Because immediately we got there, my Senate counterpart declared emergency on that airport and even went ahead to say that that airport is not fit to fly because the runway is so bad that it cannot, big aircrafts are running away from that. I know that at a point that aero contractor had to withdrew their 737 and was applying with a smaller aircraft because of the bad runway. And of course, bad runway can cause accident. You can land and still crash. So the thing is, we are doing the wrong things and telling Nigerians we are doing the right things. But because we have not really sat down to look at issues critically and to make sure that people who are giving aviation, whether as minister, should be people who are passionate about air travel, who are passionate about turning the aviation sector into an economy rearing sector. Aviation is supposed to fund most of our airports as we speak. But, Mr. Speaker, as I speak today, federal government is still funding aviation. When we have FAN and we have all these airports, we have them bringing money as we speak here. Any ticket you buy is going to, some amount is going to the Ministry of Aviation. What are they doing with it? Look at our scanners at the airport. In Nigeria is a country where everybody believes, okay, we believe in God and we pray for safety and all that. And because of that, we are not looking at critical items that we're supposed to look at. Because of time, Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude by saying, yes, we are improving, but a lot has to be done. As a leader that I know you are, when we take off properly, you need to engage the executive on the operations of aviation sector. That's the only way to go because there are a lot of things that we can't even say on camera. But the truth of the matter is that a lot needs to be done if we are going to avoid mishaps in the near future.